With the YSL trial officially beginning, we continue getting new court footage and updates in the case revolving around Young Thug and the prison sentence he's facing. It just so happens though, with every day that goes by, more and more YSL members snitch on Young Thug to get themselves out of a long prison sentence, leaving us with footage of Young Thug concerned in the courtroom daily. As this was released on social media today, Young Thug seen in court going through a lot of emotions after almost 8 people folded on him, making it very obvious this is not a YSL takedown anymore. This is a Young Thug takedown. The prosecution only wants one man and one man only. This was confirmed already to be true when the prosecutors offered YSL rapper Gunna a plea deal out of prison. Meanwhile, they gave Young Thug many new charges at the same time. The judge outlined all of the current charges against Young Thug and is now handpicking the jury. Out of 65 total charges that YSL is facing, Kingpin Young Thug is being charged with 8 counts and is currently looking at serving life inside of prison. The 8 charges that Young Thug is currently facing is conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, otherwise known as the RICO charge, 1 charge of participation in criminal street activity, 1 count of possession of narcotics with intent to distribute, possession of a special type of drink with intent to distribute, possession of more narcotics, possession of a firearm, and 1 charge of possession of switches for firearms. These charges have been confirmed as YSL members snitched out Young Thug, giving the feds all of the evidence they need for these charges. As it cannot be a coincidence that right after Gunna snitched on Young Thug, the trial is just now beginning. As on the 14th of December, YSL rapper Gunna accepted a plea deal inside of the courtroom. In this plea deal, Gunna was attending a surprise emergency court hearing late at night, where he admitted that YSL is a street team that commits many street crimes as shared in this video.
You agree or acknowledge that the statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in further.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocarbons and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL to the detriment of my community. YSL again. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
If you're a fan of Young Thug, leave a like on the video. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. Once that court footage was leaked online, the entire rap world went crazy, as Boosie was seen tweeting within minutes, and I quote, "Rat, this would have put a tear in my eyes. My own brother and my artist." Like what? I'm sitting here defending for my life that I am not running a street team and you do this. You already know it's a team. If the firearms and narcotics are not yours, then whose else were they in the car? In case you're confused from that tweet, allegedly one of the charges that was against Gunna was for narcotics and firearms found inside of a vehicle that he was in with Young Thug. Gunna claimed in the courtroom that those items are not his. With him claiming they aren't his, obviously this would then land on Young Thug. As he then tweeted again, and I quote, "He has 1 charge. He was not gonna get any hard time. These lawyers don't care about your legacy. They know what they're doing to your name, but they're getting you out of jail. So their name blows up and you gotta pay them more when you're free. Then they also made you cooperate." This even led to the top snitch in the music game, Tekashi69, posting this on Instagram. "Just be quiet and listen. I know y'all don't want to accept this. Your man is defending his life in court on a RICO charge, and the judge said you are aware YSL is a street team, correct? And Gunna replied, "Yes, ma'am," with the judge asking, "Only you and Jeffrey are in the car. The police find firearms and narcotics. These did not belong to you, correct?" Where Gunna replies, "Yes, ma'am. Now go ahead and make your million excuses. I stand on whatever I did or do. That's why I'm still walking this earth and nothing has ever happened to me. I am him. Real guys getting messed with can't be me." Now this made Gunna release a statement to his social media very quickly, where Gunna stated, "While I've always agreed to be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear. I have not made any statements, have not interviewed, have not cooperated, and have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case. And I have absolutely no intention on being involved in the trial process in any way." Gunna snitching in the courtroom on YSL and Young Thug left Young Thug speechless, as the next day after Gunna snitched on Young Thug, he had his own court hearing set before the trial began. It was revealed during Young Thug's hearing the following day that he had no idea Gunna was even released from prison, or that Gunna accepted his plea deal. During this court hearing, Young Thug was seen being told the news of Gunna pleading guilty to several charges and revealing that YSL does a lot of street activity. Looking at these photos of Young Thug, he looks very worried. Sadly, I can't share the video clip, but when the judge revealed Gunna gave up information on YSL, he is seen sinking into his chair and putting the back of his head to the back of the chair, showing a lot of sad emotions as well, which is never good to see. Once the court hearing was over, Young Thug was then seen standing out of his chair, staring into a camera for a couple of seconds, then giving a smirk before going back to his normal face, almost like a sarcastic smile. At this moment, Young Thug knew his chances of being released was zero. And it was obvious the chance of Young Thug ever being released was zero was right before the trial began, when Young Thug's lawyers tried getting him a plea deal as well. Prosecutors then started raising concerns to the judge, claiming that Young Thug is not allowed to be released as he's just too much of a risk to the free world. As prosecutors raised concerns to the judge, claiming that him and his lawyers are sending out tweets for him over the jail phone with messages that contain secret messages to YSL members that are in the free world. As there was a tweet sent out that states, "I'm talking with my roommate, and we're wondering if you could swim 100 miles from the middle of the ocean back to shore, at Michael Phelps." Now, what seems like a very innocent tweet sent out by his manager by Young Thug's request turned very ugly in the courtroom, as this was Young Thug's lawyer defending him in court about this tweet.
Williams is in a jail outside of Fulton County. There are 0 cell phones in that jail.
That last tweet that was sent out to Michael Phelps is recorded. It's been investigated by the sheriff of that county, and it was a conversation that's recorded between Mr. Williams and a member of his close friendships, that he asked the other person who has control of his Twitter account. That is not a reason to...
Well, this is part of the conversation, Mr. Steele, and you and others are going to need to have with your clients, because this is part of the state's concern. I mean...
That was an innocent... That's nothing bad. Asking somebody to tweet to Michael Phelps, "Can you swim 100 miles in the ocean?" That has nothing to do with intimidation. So I'd ask you,
well, if I can communicate through a family member or somebody else, then I can communicate something else.
Everything okay over there?
Sorry.
Yep. Okay, your family was concerned that something was going on. You're fine, right?
Yes, I'm great.
Okay, cool.
As allegedly Young Thug is using his Twitter account through jail via his manager to send secretive tweets. Prosecutors believe this is the case due to the arrest of YSL member Jaden Myrick, as it was announced that a YSL member named Jaden Myrick admitted on the stand in the federal courtroom that he is a YSL team member and was intimidating the snitches in the case that were snitching against rapper Young Thug. Jaden had to admit this as the feds had hard-hitting evidence against him going after the snitch. The snitch that he was allegedly going after is named Lil Woody, as Lil Woody was seen demanding safety for him and his family from Jaden after he started snitching on Young Thug. As this all began on the first ever YSL court hearing for the RICO trial, here's what was said on the first hearing.
He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's King Slime. He is the most dangerous of the 28, Judge. And I implore you not to grant him a bond. He is dangerous. If he gets a burner, Judge, and the court may know this, a lot of the communications that Mr. Williams is on FaceTime because it's not traceable, it's not trackable. Judge, I will also say that we have taken proffers from fellow from Mr. Williams. Some are on this indictment, some are not. They have stated uniformly that Mr. Williams is dangerous. They are afraid of him, that if they cross him, he will them and their family. And they were very clear about that.
Concerns that this court has is danger to persons and to intimidate other witnesses and obstruct the administration of justice. So and for those reasons in the aggregate, I'm going to deny bond at this time.
After that court hearing, it was almost every single week a new YSL member would come out and snitch, get less of a prison sentence, and be on their way home. Or, in many of the snitches' way, they would have to go into witness protection with their family. But let me know what you guys believe will happen with the trial beginning now. Do you believe Young Thug will get out of these charges or not? Leave a comment down below. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.